Hey, what's up online? What's up, Stonecreek? My name is Ryan Rohan. I am the campus pastor here at Milton. How are you guys? Y'all good? Y'all good?
Doing great.
Great, yeah.
Good to
Hey,
see you.
welcome to Next Level, where we're going to take the message from this Sunday and take it to the next level. Hey, I have some friends with me. That sounded so commercially right there. But hey, I have some friends with me. I want you guys to introduce yourself to our people, to our crowd. Who are you? What do you do?
Awesome. Yeah, well, hey, my name is Jason, and I'm the care pastor here at Stonecreek's Milton campus.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Nate Black, and I am a creative protege here.
You're usually behind the camera.
Usually behind the camera.
Okay.
It's okay. Feeling different. Try new things.
And I'm Hannah. I'm a kids protege here.
Sweet. Awesome. Yeah. Kids, protege. Y'all are awesome. This is going to be fun. Hey, so this past Sunday, Joey talked about, it was in a series called Just a Thought. He talked about Romans 12, 1 and 2. That's kind of where he kind of was hanging out this past Sunday. So I just want to read that verse. Hannah, can you read that verse for us? Just kind of give us a kind of review of what happened this past Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. That is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will.
Yeah, definitely. When I was reading through it, I kind of read in a different translation for the Message Bible, and
Yeah.
one thing that it kind of simplified in a way was don't become so well adjusted to the culture that you fit in without even thinking.
Wow.
So for me, I think a lot of us kind of just go through life, and you're like, oh, I didn't even realize that I'm a part of this whole group.
Yeah.
Or like I'm labeled this or whatever it might be. You know, like for me, like in high school, I was labeled like an emo kid because
Right.
I was like into like metal and punk rock and stuff like that.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
you don't realize it until you kind of get into that rhythm of stuff.
And so then you become kind of conformed to that. Probably you take the label and everything just becomes about that. Well, if that's what the world says I am, then I guess that must be what I'm going to start to do.
Exactly.
And as I was reading through this, it was that, Joey talked about not being conformed but transformed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
constantly going back to, okay, what's the truest thing about me? Like, what's the thing that I think I am, not what the world says I am.
Right.
Or, those definitions.
Yeah, because you don't have to try to think about your thoughts or where they came from. Like it says, do not be conformed by the pattern of this world. And like you said, like we grow up and then like our thoughts just become our thoughts. I don't think we actually try to think about those thoughts, right? And if you did try to think about those thoughts, you're probably just an evil person, right? I don't know. Your thoughts are just wild in there. And so why is it so easy just to be trapped in these thoughts of our life that we didn't even try to get our mind there? Why is it so easy for those thoughts to exist?
Yeah, Joey hit it on the head. He said conformity is normal. It's natural. It's your default setting.
Wow.
Like you said, it doesn't take any energy or thought or trying to conform, but transforming takes time and energy and thought.
Yeah.
And so conformity, it just happens, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and think about, how many messages and images and things are coming at us every day, every second. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, we're flooded
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
things to think about or things that's trying to tell us who we should be, what we should be. It's crazy. We can't stop sometimes and think.
I mean, there was a time when it was like I'm eating certain things, drinking certain things, and a part of a friend group that, we all did that. And then you kind of look around and you're like, I feel like a clone right now, And like you're like, what? Like Matt looks just like he's wearing.
Why are we
He's
doing
wearing
this?
black jeans. What are we doing right now? And we're all doing the same thing
Yeah.
and forgetting our identity of who
Wow.
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even, it's what you watch on TV, right? It's your news feeds. It's the music you listen to. Like, have you guys ever been like driving down the road? I listen to all kinds of different types of music, but sometimes I'll throw on country, next thing you know, I'm sad. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, my
What?
wife's gonna leave me
Sad.
too. And
What kind of country you listen to?
oh,
bud?
where's my alcohol? And I don't know. Like, it just gets
It's like Johnny Cash at the end of his life there.
yeah. It's not. I didn't try to get there. It was just because of what I was listening to.
Yeah.
Those thoughts become coming in my mind,
Yeah.
which is just wild.
Yeah.
Hey, crazy question for you guys. What do you think about most?
I think food. Oh,
Food.
Whoa.
okay.
Okay.
Food.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Food.
Well,
there's-
like, where am I going to eat? When am I going to eat? Who am I going to eat with?
Oh, definitely.
I
I think you missed. Who we're gonna eat?
Who we're going to eat.
No, wait.
With.
Sorry.
That's weird.
No.
Anyway,
I don't know what happened.
No,
But
I
yeah,
know.
food.
no,
No, but really.
Success,
Wow.
failure, constantly thinking about, okay, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? What do they think about me? What do they think about that? So just that constant, am I measuring up? Am I measuring up?
Yeah.
Definitely for me, it would probably be like, am I good enough to even get to that place of success?
Wow.
Like, am I even like going to be successful? Kind of going off of that, but more or less like, am I ever going to achieve that?
Yeah.
That's what I think about constantly.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about work all the time,
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Feel
which
that.
is great. Like, work is great, but sometimes it gets to the point of like,
Yeah.
I need to be a person and be a human and be me and not focus on being achieving and successful at work.
Yeah.
Right.
When I wrote the question down, I was going like, what do I think about most? And I don't know. And that's scary to me, right? Like
Yeah.
if you don't actually know what you think about most, something's going on. I mean, the initial response was like, I hope I think about my kids. I hope I think about my wife. I hope I think about Jesus, right? And even Joey said that, like, what do you think about most, second most, third most, and is Jesus or God even on that list? And so I think for me at least, and I don't know for anybody else listening, but like some people don't even know because we're just so ready. Like you get up, you eat, so scheduled, so next, so this.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on in my mind, but I know it can't be all good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I think for me, just even going back to the passage, thinking about success, thinking about, am I measuring up? And the last part of that verse 2, where then you'll be able to test and know what's the good and perfect will. It allows me to know, okay, God, not success as the world would say, but success as you would say. Not
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
as the world would say, but loved as you would say. And then it gives me that opportunity to almost rest in that, or
Wow.
to then work, or to like live from that,
Yeah.
rather than trying to achieve things for love, approval, success, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely.
No, that's good. Yeah, the verse, it says, don't be conformed by the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Like if we want to be transformed, our mind has to renew. So those thoughts about being good enough, those thoughts about work, those thoughts about success, the Bible says like those thoughts can be renewed, can be made into something new, can be made into something better. Is that true? Like I don't, the Bible's true, but like the idea of our mind being able to be renewed, going to the trash, can, being able to dump it all out and being able to have something good and perfect in there. Is renewal do we even have a shot at it?
I mean, I think we definitely do, because I kind of look at it, my mind, in the form of almost like a camera. For anybody that's listening that does not know camera geek talk, I'm about to geek out right now. But when I'm going into a new project, or if I'm doing something new related to, some form of, it's going to be a large project, I'll format my card.
Wow.
So in formatting your card, it wipes any type of information that was on there before, and basically gives you a clean slate.
Wow.
Of just
Yeah.
anything you want to do, anything you want to think, like capture, you can do. And so like for me, I kind of take, if I'm getting to a point where there's chaos coming to my life, or chaos just throughout my mind and negativity, I kind of just take a moment and kind of just wipe everything and
That's
just
good.
go, I need a day to just not talk to anybody, not do anything of that would cause me to, clutter my mind, and just go, I need to wipe it, format it, and just keep it going.
Wow, that's good. I mean, it's Joey's message, factory reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resetting our factory,
Definitely.
our mind,
Yeah.
to go back to the original intent of how God created us, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. I definitely don't think it happens in our own power.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that we're like, gonna renew
I've tried
my-
and failed. Yeah, plenty of
renew my
times.
mind today. Got it. No. I mean, because Joe even mentioned that Jesus had a mindset to reset, and he
Wow.
did it
Yeah.
often. And we read the Bible daily to
Yeah.
renew our mind. And so, I do think it's possible. I think it's achievable. It's
Yeah.
a track to attempt and start on, and it's not an end goal immediately, but like it's a daily thing. It's a thing you have to try to do. Like you
Yeah.
have to put in the effort. It doesn't just happen.
No, that's good. Jason, I mean, you're a counselor. You talk with people all the time. The mind games that are being played in people's minds, how our thoughts get transferred over into our marriage and relationships. Talk to us a little bit about like the dynamics of the brain and the chemical makeup of our brain and how thoughts and renewal even work.
Yeah, I love it. I love spirituality and science and how it all kind of goes together.
Yeah.
We have a God who designed us for this thing called neuroplasticity,
Yeah.
where
Spell it?
yes, neuroplasticity. It's built into us. So it's this concept of the things that we think about, the things that we focus on, the things that we put in front of us. They actually can, throughout our whole life, create new pathways in
Wow.
our brain. So if we're thinking about something and we want to then change our brain, if we start thinking about something different, we're going to start creating different pathways in our brain. So if you think about it, if you go from things that are life-giving, things that are positive, things that are of God, and you shift that to the things that are not,
Yeah.
you're going to impact your brain. You're going to renew your brain, but it's going to be in a different way.
Wow.
So why not go the opposite direction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're constantly beating ourselves up with, well, this is my past, this is my, and then shift ourselves to start thinking about the things of God and renew our mind, we're actually physically and spiritually renewing our mind. Wow.
Dude, I love what you just said there, and just brought like just a light bulb moment in my life. Is we so focus on, is it even possible for us to renew our mind? But we're renewing our mind every day,
Yeah.
Yes.
either for the good or for the bad.
Yes.
Definitely.
And how easy our whole life we've been renewing our mind, but for most of us, it's been a bad renewal. You know, it's been just a terrible subscription
Yeah.
that we subscribed to month after month, year after year. But we're renewing it. But then when we try to renew it for something good, we're like, oh, we can't do it. But it's
Yeah.
like, man, well, you've been renewing it for your entire life.
Yeah. I tell clients all the time, if we stop driving on Georgia 400, like think about that one thought that it just controls your life. It's like Georgia 400. If we stopped driving on it, after a period of time, it would just kind of grow over.
Yeah.
And if we started driving on a different road, even if that road isn't cut yet, if we started going down that road, eventually it's going to be well-worn. It's going to be a
Sure.
road. So that's the same way in our mind. If we
Wow.
stop those super lane highways of negative thoughts that
Wow.
are conformed to this world, and we start going down different roads, eventually those will become the
Yeah.
things that we will be about. That's how we're going to be transformed in God.
No, it's
Wow.
so good.
Definitely.
I remember when Ashley and I first got married, we were living in one house and on the west side of Atlanta, down 20, and we moved like 6 exits closer to Atlanta, but I was still going to the same work. And so we lived in that original house for a couple of years, and we moved to this new house. And I remember leaving work, and we all do this, right? Where you drive, and then you get there, and you're like, did I
You're like on autopilot.
stop at that stop sign?
How did I get here?
I think I got here.
What am I doing?
And so there's times, long day at work, I'd hop in the car, and I literally would be almost pulling into my driveway, my old driveway, and I'd be like, what is going on? Like I didn't think through. Like I just showed up because that was just a place that I was used to, and I had to get into my car after work and go, hey, no, I'm not going to get off of that exit. I got to tell myself I'm gonna keep going.
Yep.
This isn't my home. That was my old home. That was my old life. That was my old thoughts. That was the old me. And this is the new place. This is the new me. This is the new creation in me. And so it does seem a lot like very counselor-esque of like self-talk and like, I've got to convince myself that these aren't my thoughts anymore. Or this isn't my place anymore. But I think that's kind of a major rhythm that I got into of like, no, I don't receive that thought. Like that thought's not true, and I have to speak it out loud.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, cool. Man, I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. This is kind of like a group setting. It feels like, man, I got to know you guys more, got to know your thoughts, got to know your perspective on Romans 12, 1 and 2. Hey, if you guys at home want to get involved in something like this, here we call it a group. And so, hey, we encourage you to get in a group. There's over 20 groups that have started this past month. And so a bunch of us are actually leading groups and hanging out in groups. And so loved hanging out with you guys. See you next week.
Thanks.